Hi, welcome to another episode of That Is a Thing. Accent Core plus R. Kevin hit record while I was chewing my food, so
Yeah,
here we
Dad.
are now
That's what
on
happens.
Friday,
Hands down.
Keep it
July
real.
the 23rd,
22nd.
22nd, sorry. And it is episode 0.8.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I'm Drew.
Oh, I'm Kevin.
I'm Nolan.
Hopefully, at this point, my times in the Twitch drop mines will have been fruitful, and I will have had a beta to like Rumble verse or whatever. Because that's my plan is to like leave Lappy on like,
Multiverses?
No. Is it multiverse or Rumble? Oh God.
Rumbleverse has concluded all of its open betas.
Okay, so it's multiverses.
It will be free. Multiverses is the Smash Brothers with WB.
Yeah, that's the one that I'll be in the mines for. The Twitch drop mines. Hopefully I can play it today of recording on stream. If not, I'll be playing Monster Hunter again. Dejected. Like it should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Should be. Like, listen, I can just leave Lappy on. Actually, I'd probably just leave the other computer just on like a Twitch stream all day.
Are Twitch drops like, this sounds a lot like you're mining Bitcoin, Kevin.
It kind of is. Honestly, like, what you do is you just gotta hang out in a stream with the Twitch thing open that has drops enabled, and then it gets sent to, like, your Twitch account as, like, a code, and then you put the code on, like, the thing's website. Because you have to, but you have to connect your Twitch account. So like I had to make a WB account and then connect it to my Twitch account.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay.
Why are you so interested in this game?
Because I just want to play it. It's like I want to see if it's good. And I kind of want to see it early. I think that's fun.
But you never tried to see Nickelodeon All-Star Battles.
Yeah,
but some kind of bias here, Kevin?
Yeah, the bias is cost. The cost of this one is 0. So like just being able to download it and mess around with it for like a day and go, is more than like $20 and going, I don't know, man. Also, I can play as my favorite characters like Rick and Morty and Arya Stark and Velma. You know, all the and LeBron James. You know, you can play LeBron James in Fortnite, and then you can play LeBron James in Multiverses.
No, LeBron James, that's going to be a DLC. That's DLC 1.
Yeah, DLC, yeah.
So I think it speaks volumes that the Nickelodeon one is like free for PS Plus this month, last month, whatever. And I still haven't played it.
Yeah, same.
I was like really hyped for that at like the beginning when I thought they were going to go with more freak picks, and then they kind of didn't, and then the game didn't look very good. I think but I think it's more like the game didn't look very good. I watched streams of the multiverse, and I think it looks like pretty good. Like we were talking about Smash Bros. I don't think it's as good as Smash Brothers, but like it's acceptable. There's some characters I like in there.
I will say I've like started watching a little bit of Ultimate, not like live streams of it.
Just like highlights or whatever, or matches.
And it's actually pretty enjoyable to watch. There's a decent amount of character variety, and the characters that are being played are interesting and unique and different from each other.
There's
this Japanese.
Oh, you keep going.
There's this Japanese Steve player who was very good at playing Minecraft.
Yes, I love it. There's also a bit of you go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you keep going.
I was just gonna say there's also a bit of I clapped when I saw it. When you see like the ultimate where there's just more game where you're like, hey, look, it's that person. No, it's Minecraft Steve.
Mm. So to build on that, I was gonna say, it also helps a lot that, as Smashers call them, all the Shotos are very good in Ultimate. Shotos meaning anyone from a fighting game.
Yeah.
Like Kazuya and Terry are both high tiers, so you see a lot of them.
Good. I love Terry Bogard.
Who doesn't?
America, he's great. Is Terry Bogard one of the ideal man, like the male masculine archetypes?
Except for that one, like, Chinese 10-cent commercial or whatever where he rides the motorcycle.
No, butt slapping Terry is not canon. I do not approve of that. Terry Bogard's a gentleman.
Neither did SNK. They got mad.
Good. That is not the spirit of like a man slapping butts is not the kind of man who's gonna raise his arch-villain's child. But also like wear a cool jacket. And then be the hungry wolf. This is cool.
I was gonna say cool vest, and then I was like, oh, he's probably talking about Garo.
Yeah.
Yeah. The best Terry, where he's a dad now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna see like that's grown up Terry, but he's still Terry.
Mm-hmm.
What else you've been thinking about? Talk about. You guys wrote stuff. I'm trying to transition into it.
Yeah, so I watched The Transporter again this week.
That's a good movie.
Some would argue Jason Statham's best movie.
It's the trendsetter of Jason Statham drives a car and kills people.
Yep.
Which is a good genre.
And it was only a matter. Yep. And it's what eventually landed him the role in Fast and the Furious.
Yeah. I mean, like, I think Transporter is probably, like, overall the best Jason Statham movie. But I think Crank and Crank 2 are, like, my favorite. Because they're stupid. And I like that a lot. Crank 2 is far more stupid. Like, Crank 2 is, like, it's incredible. It's like a cartoon. But I love it. It's dumb. It makes me
It's
smile.
a little absurd. Uh-huh.
Just talking about it. How he just zaps himself and then he imagines himself as like a kaiju and he's having like a kaiju battle.
What's this? Okay, so I know the first one he has a poison.
Yeah, where he has
and
to
adrenaline keeps it away, keeps it in remission. So it's, but I don't remember what happens at the start of Crank 2 that necessitates the electricity.
Okay, so like what happens in Crank 2 at the beginning is after the end of Crank where he fall off the ground and just hit the pavement from like 50 stories high, and the plot line is he got better. The like Chinese organ harvesters are like stealing his heart and stuff because Jason Statham is such a tough dude, and they're gonna steal his penis. But before they stole his penis, Jason Statham woke up and fought him. But he has like an electric heart with like a car battery that he has to drag around, and that's the story of Crank 2.
Okay,
that is a lot stupider.
Yeah. And he has to keep.
I remember it had something to do with his heart. I didn't think it was that dumb.
Yeah. Oh, it's stupid. Like, he has to get his heart back because someone wanted it. They wanted Chev Chelios' heart.
why do you know his name?
Because I love that movie. I'm saying, when I say it's my favorite, I'm not. There's no fronting. It's sick. It's really dumb. I like it. Yeah,
Um,
Transporter 1 is really good. Transporter 2 is also
Yep.
pretty good.
They were too good.
I don't. That's the one where he's like the chauffeur for like the family, and like the kid gets kidnapped.
I don't remember.
Then
Yeah,
how are you
yeah,
gonna
it is.
say?
It is. I'm looking it up.
How are you gonna say Transporter 2 is good if you then don't even remember it?
Because I remember the transporters all being like, yeah, that's good. I remember the first
Transporter
one.
3 is so I don't I can do without 2, and 3 is not good, and then there's a fourth one that doesn't even have Jason Statham in
I
it.
think I watched that fourth one without Jason Statham. It was not good. And
You
not
know how
even
bad
not,
your project has to be that you can't get Jason Statham on?
and
Was this
yeah.
from? Sorry, was this from 201 where he pours the oil on the ground to fight those guys, and then he breaks off bike pedals?
Yeah. Yep. That's Transporter 1.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, that's the good one.
Yeah,
That's the
Transporter
one I
1
don't remember.
rules.
I thought that was 2. Never mind. Yeah,
Like my memory
One's
says
great.
Transporter 1 is a good action movie. Transporter 2 and 3 are movies I watch with my dad on Friday and Saturdays, which are like, eh. They're good for that purpose. There's a lot of movies like that. I like them, but I'm not going to say this is like a quality cinema. Although we did,
So
and then
the
Transporter
one
4 I
thing
thought was not very good.
the one thing I will give Transporter 2 is like after he's gone through it a bit, he gets back to his car, which is wrecked, and he pops the trunk so he can pull a new suit out and put it on before continuing on his way.
Yeah, that's because he's a
yeah.
professional.
I was confusing Transporter 1, Transporter 2. Yeah, Transporter 1's better than. I actually can't remember any of Transporter 2.
I think I might be in the Nolan situation where like my memories of Transporter 1 have like disseminated throughout the other two movies. I'm like, oh yeah, that one's fine.
You're just gonna start saying cool scenes from Transporter 1 and be like, oh wait.
Yeah, I'm not, then I'm just gonna put other Jason Statham movies. I'm like, yo, that part in Death Race where he like drove across the car and then they got machine guns, that was really cool. I liked it. And then they had to fight the big old semi truck at the end. That was great in Transporter 3.
Really love it in Transporter 2 where he fights Dominic Toretto.
Yeah, that was great.
Well, one of my best, one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, I mean it was because you're like whenever he and The Rock were like going down like the elevator and The Rock was like bungee jumping off the thing. I'm like, dang, that's really cool, Transporter 4. And he had to fight Idris Elba, Cyber Soldier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, Transporter's a good movie.
Yep.
I saw, apparently I had never seen it, and then I watched City Slickers for the first time last weekend. And I like that movie a lot.
Billy Crystal.
Yep. It kind of hit a little harder because like I'm in my like mid to late 30s and the whole movie is about Billy Crystal turning 39 and feeling like his life is worthless, and I'm like, uh-oh. Uh-oh, Billy Crystal.
Don't worry, Kevin, you got plenty of time before you're 39.
I know. I have upwards of, I don't know, 3 years. I forgot how old I am. I'll figure it out. I have to do math.
Fun. I'm jealous of the kids born in the year 2000 who are just like, what year is it? Okay, that's how old I am.
That's like any I would say anyone on like a 0 year. You got it made.
I'm a 0 year.
Well, that yeah. So you just got to add 10 to it.
Yep. But I do have to keep in mind of have I had a birthday or not.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I typically will just say I'll be X this year.
So to optimize your birth, you need to be on January 1st of like the year.
Yep, January 1st, 2000. You'll always know how old you are.
Yeah. That person is living the dream.
Besides Transporter, what else have you been doing, Drew?
I've been playing Jet Set Radio or Jet Grind Radio,
I saw
depending
that
on.
Horfo. I liked it.
Listen, you would think. I feel like when they updated that game and put it out on Steam, and they knew custom graffiti was in the game, and now it's on a PC, they would have just implemented a feature to import custom artwork.
Even just like a folder. Just drop it in the graffiti art folder.
Yes, you would think, but they didn't. So I had to download third-party software
There we
that
go.
adds the images into the save file of the game. And then it wouldn't work, so then I had to download version 5 instead of version 6. I had to go backwards, and version 5 is like, oh yeah, no problem. And I'm like, why do we have version 6 if you actually work? But yeah, I spent some time creating some nice Horfo-related artistry.
Yeah, I liked it.
Some nice, tasteful images, and all I had to go off of were, like, Kevin's emotes in Twitch chat.
Well, that's probably like the prime Horfo.
It's also the proper resolution. These things are 128 by 128. It's like the standard image size.
Yeah. I can't remember if I mentioned it somewhere, but Horfo does have sexual dimorphism, where I think like if there's one horn on top of the Horfo, I think it is male, and if there's two, it's female. At least that's what I thought. I may have this reversed.
I really hoped you were gonna say if it has one horn on its head, it's a regular Horf. If it has a crown on top of its head, that's a king Horf.
Well, I mean, the crown is the alpha Horfo. That is the alpha.
Those are your two Horfo sexes.
Yeah.
King and not king Horfo.
Yeah. No, I think it's males have two. Because it's supposed to be like the mating display. Like I wanted it to be like how like birds, like the male birds are more colorful and have more stuff going on. I think it was male 2, female 1. So like the emote in Twitch chat.
To check the female, that's what they have to do.
Yeah. It can also depend on like the one where I tried to draw like sexy Horfo VTuber. I can't remember like that one, if that one has 1 or 2. I need to check on that.
I know.
This is important.
I feel like I feel like that's what actually started the dimorphism.
Yeah, I'm looking. Oh, you can't tell because that one's wearing blue hair.
Nope. Yep. Horfo-chan has a blue hair.
Yeah, so you can't tell. I think I'm just okay. So what do you guys think? Should male Horfo have 1 horn or 2?
I think 1.
You think male 1, female 2?
Yep, that's how I would do it.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
All right, that I could dig that, because then you can say that the female needs 2 horns to protect her young, her eggs.
I had thought about using the one-eyed sheep artwork for the graffiti, but you kind of have like a transparent background for graffiti to look good.
Well, yeah, that's why like you need the you use the Twitch emote, because that's the format it's like built for. You got to put emote, and then you got to put like a little. You don't have to put the little outline on it, but I did because it makes it show up better.
Yeah, it makes it pop a little more.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I think the medium graffiti is my favorite piece that I did.
Is that the one with like the word?
Yeah, with the digital Horfos like all around it.
Yeah, I like the word one the best, because that feels like an actual graffiti.
Yeah.
Also, Jet Set Radio is a good game.
It is. before the show we were banding about top 5 games. So Jet Set Radio is one of my top 5 games.
Well, yeah, because it's had the time. It's had enough time to simmer on your
Yeah,
list. It's not on my list, but it's respectable.
it's so good.
It's a respectable game.
I think you can tell. I realized I should have waited some more until I unlocked Cube, the like punk goth girl, and then done the graffiti with her.
Yeah.
I feel like that's extra for Kevin.
Yeah. Jam's okay though. There's nothing wrong with Jam.
Gum.
Is it Jam? Or the girl?
You mean Gum?
Gum. Yeah, that's what. Okay, I was thinking of Guilty Gear.
But I think so. I know when they brought it over here from Japan, they added the like Grind City stuff to it and like Combo and Cube. And I think you can maybe tell that stuff is a little rushed. I think you can maybe kind of tell. I hit that rail. I was on this rail and I just fell off of the skyscraper instead because Cube didn't want to grind that rail.
Yeah.
But soundtrack still holds up. Still looks great, as most Dreamcast games do.
I love that clunky. Like, there's something about like the Dreamcast, like very bright, like it feels good in my brain.
Yep.
Yep. Like, please.
It's like I never played it, but like Sunset Overdrive or whatever, I was like, wow, look at that game. X-Bone. Why aren't more of your games looking like this?
It's like in my brain, like Xbox and PlayStation have a more like muddled, like texture quality.
Grab. Yeah.
Xbox extremely. Whereas like everything in Dreamcast was like bright and angular, and I really liked that look to it.
Yep.
Like you look at Power Stone, and I'm like, I like what's going on there.
Mm-hmm. Get behind that game. I'm okay. I swear, 4-player game.
That's Power Stone 2.
I could have Stone 2 in Power Stone 1.
Yeah, Power Stone
was
1 is
a 4-player game.
No. Power Stone 1 is 2-player.
Yep. It is 2-player only.
Yeah, like it's good though. I think I like Power Stone 1 more than 2.
I played more of it.
I think I played more of 2 because it was 4-player. But I liked 1 better. I felt like it was more. It felt like a not. I guess it felt more like a fighting game, even though it kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more of a fighting game than Smash.
Yeah, I think it's also. I think in Power Stone 1 you had more moves. Like your character could do more. I remember in Power Stone 2, I felt like I only had like 1 attack string.
Yeah. It's I don't know if it's is or not, but it's like how KOF 12 has like no moves.
Yeah.
Because the development was rushed.
But I think it was more like they just cut it out so they could have 4 people on the screen. So it's like, okay, every character has half going on.
Yeah.
So then you got to run away from that castle or whatever. Yeah, the castle's burning and you got to jump up it.
Man, that Dreamcast is so good.
I love the Dreamcast. I love that style.
Yep.
I was when Sega was at its peak. Makes me happy.
Yep.
Also combined with the fact I was like, I don't know how old, like 13, 14 at the time.
Yeah.
That like that.
Could the Dreamcast run Vampire Survivors?
I think it would start to struggle.
think towards the end of
I
it.
think towards the
Good.
end you would start to whir. But then again, it could do like Bangai O and stuff. Like it did a lot of sprites.
Yeah.
I think it could run it.
But
I think you
the,
could.
the problem though with Vampire Survivors, it's not the sprites that are the problem. It's all the math it's doing in the background.
I think it would be modified.
Yeah, like I think there'd be less cursed objects.
Yeah.
Because that's the real problem. Because that gets more and more enemies, which means more and more math.
I think it would probably not have Jim sitting on the field. I think it would do something where like your kills were the experience, and that's how it would operate. Because I think that's where it start like where you start leaving behind gyms and it's saving like the places like Oblivion and Skyrim does, where it runs worse over time as every object has to be remembered where it was.
Yeah.
I think they would change that.
I think that is a safe bet. Because the map gets gigantic when it has to keep track of every little thing.
Yeah, here's a chest over like 4 squares down and 3 to the left that you missed because you were just going. Speaking of just going, how is Resident Evil Netflix, Nolan? Is it good? Is it bad?
You know what? I'll take it back. It's like boring and nothing until the 7th episode. Lance Riddick dresses up as Wesker and has a flat top on.
Okay.
And then I'm like, maybe the show's okay. And then after that, it gets boring again.
Does he have kitty cat eyes?
He never takes the glasses on, so you don't know.
Ah, come on.
But
he uses little kitty cat eyes. Be like, behold the ultimate. He takes off his little cat meow meow eyes.
Because you see this in the past, another person says like, oh yeah, no, Wesker died a long time ago in a volcano.
Yay.
So now all I imagine is somewhere in Africa, Lance Riddick Wesker was fighting Shiva and Chris in a volcano.
That's okay.
Is that season 2?
I hope so.
When is like Jake Wesker gonna show up and just start punching people? Like in Resident Evil 6.
I don't understand how it follows the Resident Evil canon, but it also just makes shit up because it feels like it.
That's good.
Yeah. So it's like Resident Evil 1 starring Mila Jovovich.
Okay, it feels like if you took the games and the movies and mashed them together, this is what you get.
Wait, Nolan, I have a question.
Yes.
Would you rather watch this TV series or the first Resident Evil movie?
First Resident Evil movie.
Okay, would you rather watch this TV series or the first 2 Resident Evil movies?
The first 2 would be fine. Now, here's the thing.
First...
After that, no. Then it's not worth it.
Okay, what about this Resident Evil or the one on Netflix that's like the cartoon one that's also kind of boring, but Leon S. Kennedy's in it?
No, that one's good because they have that stupid gunfight. So they're spinning around each other.
Oh, no, not that one. The other one where it was Leon and Claire.
Oh, what's the other one?
Where it was like Leon was in a submarine.
Yeah. That show's less cringe, so I'll go with the 3D one.
Okay, that's good to know.
That show doesn't have mentions of Zootopia porn or torrenting anime.
Well, I think that's all I need to know. Earlier today I had thought maybe I should watch the first episode of that Resident Evil live action show. And thank you, Nolan. You have saved me.
I think saving me by telling me it's boring. I think that's like the most damning thing. Like if it was stupid, I'd watch it.
Skip to the 7th episode and watch like halfway through and then turn it off, and that's it. That's the only good part of that show.
That's all you need. Other Netflix news. Sorry, Nolan, not to.
Oh no, this segues
detract.
well.
No. We need
But
more.
Yeah, we should talk about it.
Yu Yu Hockey Show live action, not an American production. Thankfully, not going to be 4 white guys. Oh no, I turned red. Can you still hear me?
You came back. You just roboted while you're talking about Yu Yu Hockey Show live action, and then you came back.
Okay. Is thankfully not 4 white guys and created by an American team who don't understand what people like about the show. It is instead by a Japanese studio who will be limited in budget, but still probably understand what people like about it, but will be too constrained to deliver on that dream.
I mean, like, I was like, when I started thinking about Yu Yu Hakusho, and then I started thinking about like where it goes and like how lame that's gonna be on with like a shoestring budget. Like Spirit Detective arc, you can do low budget. I would say. There's some ghosts, there's some people, you have like a CG spirit gun, but you can only shoot it like one. Like, what's Dark Tournament gonna look like?
Yeah. So, like, ideally by that point, they should have more budget, so costuming should be better. But if I was running that show, most of the fights would be rewritten, and not even heavily, but they'd just be a lot of good action choreography that is achievable in real life.
Yeah.
And then, like, rarely would we break out the special moves, because then they feel even more extra special.
Well, yeah, you keep it more through the saying that Yusuke Urameshi has, like, one spirit gun shot. That should be your climax of the fight, is he's gonna do it.
Yep. Should be like...
They need to do the thieves art, or the 3 thieves who steal the spirit items.
Yeah.
And then end it there.
I think
really.
I think you could do the spirit beast or whatever.
Before Saint Beast?
Yeah, I think you end it after that. Because then you get like... Because you introduce like Kurama and Hiei during like the thieves arc. And then you get that one so that they get their redemption or whatever. And then you end it. We're like, now they're saving the people because, you know, before they were fighting.
I'd say you take it all the way to the end of the line.
There you go. Okay.
If you're doing it, you're doing all of it.
It's like how, do we want the same for Netflix One Piece? Do I want like 1,000 episodes of that?
It's gonna be so funny. Of like, how long's it been in universe? 2 years. Why do they all look 20 years older?
Because
why are they all 40 years old?
So I know Netflix One Piece will be a disaster, but if it does go all the way, I think it's an achievement.
Like,
that's gonna be so funny.
Like if they just go, we're gonna do all of it. Like, oh, you can't. It's gonna look terrible. It's gonna be bad.
Like, make no mistake, I think it's gonna be bad. But I've seen some of the set pieces they built for it, and it's like, wow, you guys are committed to this, like, dumpster fire. Good for you.
Then again, like, the set design, like, the Monster Hunter movie had good set design and good costuming. It was hot trash. But, like, the Rathalos looked fine, and, like, the Great Sword looked, like, accurate.
Okay, Nolan, would you rather watch this Resident Evil show or the Monster Hunter movie?
Equal time. So, like, you don't get... It's not like you pick the Monster Hunter movie because it's only, like, 90 minutes.
Shit, you know what? I'd go with the show.
Okay.
Because I can make fun of the show. I would just be hurting from this.
But yeah, I just feel okay because it's just the Yu Yu Hakusho just got me thinking about adaptations again.
Yep.
And like
also there's the supposed Evangelion.
Like there's so many. It's like I keep contradicting my own brain, and it's frustrating because part of me is like you can change stuff in the adaptation, but then another part of me is like, well, if you're going to change stuff, then just make it new.
Yeah.
Like if you just wanted to, instead of saying Yu Yu Hakusho, if you wanted just to make a show about like a street punk with the heart of gold that punches Ghost, like that'll work.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it just kind of turns out all those things you like just aped something else to begin with.
Yeah. I mean, Yusuke is basically just what if Kitaro was a street punk.
Yeah.
That's like what it is. That's like the initial gimmick, and then it just turns into like cool fights for like the latter half of it.
How many things have just stolen from Ushio and Toro?
All of it. It's the shonen. It's like, yo, that's what it is. You like that demon curse energy in Jujutsu Tyson? Guess what?
Tyson?
Yeah, let me tell you about the beast spear. After you use it too much, you get turned into a Tora. Because that's why your hair gets long. Speaking of adaptations, me and my dad are watching every weekend. We're watching some of Shorzy to allow it to like have time, so you don't just eat it all at once. Shorzy's really good.
Honestly, that's smart to do.
I really like Shorzy a lot. I like how that show humanizes Shorzy. Like it's great. He hates to lose. He hates to lose. It's so good.
He doesn't like getting yelled at either.
No.
What?
Huh? It's just...
Huh?
It's so good. I love that show. It's great.
Wait, how many episodes are you in?
We finished episode 4.
Okay, then you got the crew then.
Yeah, like the crew.
You got Goody, you got Dolo, you got Frankie, and of course you got 10-inch cock.
Yeah. Tim Hitchcock. Or if you say it fast, it sounds like 10 Hitchcock. And the Gems. I like the Gems.
The Gems. The Gems are the best characters.
I like Sanguinette.
What's saying?
Yeah. Oh, it's great. It's basically, yeah, it's that Letterkenny where like I like everyone here. Their motivations are good. It's shot well. And it's like I feel like after the last season of Letterkenny, I felt was kind of a disappointment. I feel like Shorzy is like what I expect for Letterkenny to look like.
It's refreshing. It feels like they're going back to the basics.
Yeah. Well, it's kind of like they did everything they could do with like the Letterkenny crew. Like the only thing left is like the Wayne's marriage. Honestly, like that's the last thing of that show. That should be. I was talking with my dad, and like the end of Letterkenny should be like a movie, like a 90-minute movie special, and it's just Wayne gets married. That's the end.
Oh yeah, I think that works.
Because then you can resolve like all like that's to me the biggest unresolved plot. Is you go, all right, here's Wayne gets married, and he's having to like have a family. And I think that would work. And it just ends with them sitting in front of like the produce thing, because it's like it all worked out. Yeah, all right. What about the Nicolas Cage as Nicolas Cage? How is that, Nolan?
Compared to Resident Evil, that movie is fantastic.
Okay, so is it good?
It's great, honestly.
Okay, that's good to hear.
8 out of 10. It's fantastic.
Did you say 8 out of 10?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, no, that's good for Nick Cage.
Yeah.
It's not a perfect movie, but it's fantastic. And it's interesting. It goes from like a nice-hearted story about like two guys getting to know each other to a 2000s era action movie.
Yeah, I would assume it's like a 2000 era Nicolas Cage action movie because of like the obvious.
Where at one point he's like, I gotta get into the skies and act like I'm some old gangster, so we can get into the base and rescue the people.
Good.
Only was Cage and Pedro Pascal to get into like gunfights and car chases.
At any point, is there a CG like leopard?
No, thank God. There's like little to no CG in this, and all the blood shots are like squibs.
That's good. I like I like practical effects, and I'll always support that over digital effects.
Yep. Yep.
And it's got
Yeah. Did we lose Nola? Oh, it's me. You're losing
No,
me.
it's you're here. We're just having some Discord shenanigans.
Oh, okay.
Nolan's having some Discord shenanigans. It's not his fault. It's just it is what it is. All right.
I honestly think it might be the best Nicolas Cage movie in like the past couple years.
Okay, that's actually
Ooh.
that's good.
Because it's an actual movie.
It's not
Oh.
okay. It's not. It's like an actual like watchable movie. You're grading it on like an actual movie scale and not the Nicolas Cage movie scale.
Listen, I like Mandy in this movie for two complete.
Okay, because like it's like how I gave Willy's Wonderland in like real movie, I'd give it like a 0.5 out of 5, but Nicolas Cage movie, I'd give it like a 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like, this is not a good movie, but it has Nicolas Cage doing stuff, so therefore it's like not that bad, but still bad. If this movie's like actually a film, then you're like, oh, that's like a 5 out of 5 on the Cage scale.
I take it back. There's only like one or two CGI scenes that are great, but it's Nicolas Cage talking to a aged down Nicolas Cage.
No, that's a fine.
Mm.
In his head, because he's going crazy.
Good.
It's like that LeBron commercial that was floating around a few months back everywhere.
I kind of want. I know they wouldn't do it, but I want multiverses as their LeBron DLC to not hide his like thinning hairline, because LeBron James is like desperately trying to hide it, and I want him to.
Why doesn't he just get hair plugs?
Why didn't he just shave it? He could rock bald. He'd look fine. But no, he has to suffer like I do.
All the most
Honestly,
legendary players are bald.
yeah, I was gonna say like he already gets enough MJ comparisons. If he shaved his head,
Oh, there you go.
it's gonna be even more.
Classic. He's gotta shave the head, and then he's gotta grow a Hitler
There you
Yeah.
go.
mustache.
That's how you differentiate yourself.
The only man that can wear the Hitler mustache is Michael Jordan. No one thinks it up.
Man. Poor Charlie Chaplin.
Yep.
His mustache got co-opted.
But he used it for good. He went on to direct.
Yeah, didn't he direct
The
like,
Dictator.
The Dictator? Yeah, that was just like
Yeah.
yeah. Good guy.
Yep.
What else was I gonna say? Oh, I discovered the other day that apparently I have an actual red neck.
Oh yeah.
Like the only because I was looking at myself in the mirror, and like the back of my neck is like actually very tanned. I'm like, how did that happen? And
Don't use sunscreen, do you?
No, and I walk every day outside.
That'll do it to you.
I'm like, that'll do it. And I'm like, oh. But I'm like,
Howdy, y'all.
yep.
Howdy, y'all.
But I'm like very pale everywhere else, so it's like bad. It's really bad. It's really bad looking. But, I thought that was funny.
Fujimoto is back.
Oh yeah, Chainsaw Man.
That's right. Just listen to the song. He does it again with another one-hit wonder.
Yo, that chicken though.
Yep.
The man knows how to make me laugh.
Yep.
Every
He
single
did.
time.
He did the goodbye Airy
explosion.
explosion, and I was happy to see it. I was like, yeah, there we go. I know what that is.
Yep.
Like, because of this, I'm going back to read Fire Punch, and it's still the same.
Yo, he had
I should
There's
read
no
Fire
change.
Punch.
It's you can't get it in the app, but if you
you can
go on your
acquire it.
computer, you can read it.
Nah.
I feel
Actually, you can go to the Shonen Jump website and log in with your app credentials, free.
Interesting.
I feel like Fujimoto of Chainsaw Man is kind of like Yoko Taro, where I know all of their tricks, but they're good tricks and I like them every time.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're gonna do 20 pages of slow drawn out, and then it's gonna get bad, and then it's gonna get real worse, and then it's gonna have an unexpected third turn climax. I'm gonna go yeah. War Devil is here. War Devil is upset.
Gonna make Chainsaw Man throw up nuclear weapons.
It wants nuclear war back. The Nuke Devil. I was not expecting that to be our impetus. I am glad though. I liked that chapter because I didn't see where it was going, even though I probably should have.
I did not see where it was going.
I thought Dingy as Chainsaw Man was gonna show up and save the day.
Yep.
But I was wrong.
Now we have a new protagonist we're going to follow, hopefully.
For a little bit. I'm fully expecting this to happen, and then Dingy shows up and just ices War Devil in a second. Or Power shows back up, because he still has to go find Power. What is Dingy doing? Need to know.
Apparently he's just going around saving Japan.
I mean, that's where it left off, where he was just running. He's like, yep.
Well, he's an idol now, and he's doing meet and greets.
Oh, man. That would be sick.
Dingy's too good of a boy to do that.
No, you say you're going to be able to shake hands and meet girls, and he's going to be like, I'll do it. 100%.
I don't know,
you can meet all the chicks that like you. Huh?
Yeah, but that's early Dingy. Late Dingy has been matured rapidly. Isn't he raising reincarnated Makima? Oh, Chainsaw Man Part 1 spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, apparently so. Don't listen to that last thing we just said.
Yeah, ignore that. But yeah, Dingy has to be the older brother dad to Makima 2 and also find Power.
Dingy learns that it's not macking with girls, it's macking with girls that you love that matters.
Yeah. And he's now he's Dad Dingy.
No, now he falls in love with every girl he sees. That way it counts. Because that's a Dingy move.
God. The anime comes out this year.
Yeah.
Cannot wait.
So good.
Oh my god.
I need to actually watch the Jujutsu Kaisen anime.
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Like
But like I read the manga, I just haven't watched the anime.
the fight scenes are really good.
Fight scenes are great.
I
I
think
think I did watch I did watch the one with Dingy and the clap guy versus the tree demon.
oh, that's a
Toda.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fights were directed by the
Oogie
guy
Woogie.
that did that God of High School show, which was a bad show, but the fights were really good.
Animation was good.
Yeah, so they basically said, okay, you could direct Jujutsu Kaisen, where the story's pretty good and the fights are really good. And there you go.
God. The final Boogie Woogie clap is still my favorite. Like, I'm not going to say anything about it because if people haven't read it, but the final Boogie Woogie clap is incredible.
That's one I need to catch
He's
up
the
on.
greatest. Oh, do you wait? Are you talking about the Boogie
Yep.
Woogie clap during Halloween?
Yep.
Yes, it is. That's the best one.
The final Boogie Woogie clap is the most important Boogie Woogie.
God, I should put that back on my list. I've been like watching like tabletop stuff, playing Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I've just had like Summer Games Done Quick going in the background all the time, and so like I haven't been watching a lot.
I've had the loading ready run because they put all their tabletop stuff on like a channel, and I've been having that just kind of go. It's really nice. I like them.
Oh shit! Yeah, Drew, thank you
What, Nolan?
for that recommendation. Thanks for the recommendation about Naked and Afraid because that's great playing Monster Hunter.
Isn't
In the
it?
background.
Isn't every guy
It's
the exact
fantastic.
same?
They're the worst every
The
time.
exact same. It's so funny.
I got to the one where the guy drank the water and didn't tell anybody. It's gonna be like, oh, that's okay. I'll be fine. I'm dying.
Yep.
I love it.
I
Oh.
like hearing about Naked and Afraid. It's like the show, the phantoms show up my mind. I will let it live there.
And it's kind of good that way too, because like the whole show is like an hour
Yeah, because I
or
imagine
30
it's like
minutes.
like the bits that stand out, but you're also doing something else while like it's on. So like,
Yep.
that like 5 minutes of gold is there, but then the rest it's just like white noise.
Yep. All right, guys, I got bounce.
All right, thanks for talking. Thanks for listening. Have a good day. Don't drink the water.
Later days, everybody.
Chainsaw Man's good.